Hi, it's Andrea with Egger Equine, and I have Frosty with me today. We're going to review for our anatomy series this week the nuchal ligament. So the nuchal ligament is different than other ligaments in your horse's body. It acts more like a rubber band, where other ligaments attach bone to bone and they're pretty rigid. So this one is a little more flexible and actually works in the horse's neck to help elevate the neck and the head, and actually allows the forward and backward motion. I guess it would be oscillating motion when the horse is in motion. So that ligament, by working that as a rubber band, allows both of those actions to happen. It also decreases the work and energy needed from muscles in the neck by providing that support. Back up a little bit here, buddy. So anatomy wise, the nuchal ligament starts up at the atlas, runs through the crest of your horse's neck and goes down into the withers, where it actually attaches to the supraspinous ligament, which runs all the way across the back down through and attaches to the spinous processes of all the vertebrae down through the lumbar area. So without these two ligaments, essentially your horse would turn to mush and not be able to support itself. So they're very important ligaments. So that's how they attach. A little bit more of the anatomy of the nuchal ligament itself. The main branch of the nuchal ligament is called the funicular cord, and actually has things called laminar that kind of come down and attach to, there's a pasture mate, I'm sorry, he's pinning his ears, but there's lamellar that actually come down and attach to the 2nd through 5th cervical vertebrae, which is what helps support that head and neck. And it actually used to, in historical horses, used to attach all the way through the 7th cervical vertebrae, but in modern domestic horses it doesn't do that anymore. Still does in zebras, but not in our domestic horses. And a lot of people theorize that that is one of the reasons why we have so many issues with horses at the base of their necks and not anatomical changes and things like that, because you don't have that support that they used to have. So that's, in a nutshell, what the nuchal ligament is. Some problems that you can see with this structure in the horse by things that we do. One thing is when a horse pulls back against something static. So if they're tied to a trailer, or if they're in like the cross ties that don't release. A lot of times I've seen chains that don't have baling twine or something, for when the horse pulls back, that it has an automatic release. So if they're resisting against something like that, it can cause damage to the nuchal ligament, and you'll see problems with the horse's pull because of that. So they won't be able to flex appropriately. They're going to be head shy. They're going to have tenderness when you touch up here, things like that. Another thing is when the horse is constantly working with his head up, there's no tension on the nuchal ligament or the supraspinous ligament in the back. It will actually cause both of these things. So that will cause the back to hollow. So you'll have the head up with no tension on the nuchal ligament. The supraspinous ligament will also release and have no support or structure there. So add a rider onto that and continuously ride this way, and that can lead to kissing spines. So that's another problem that we see here. Riding long and low, you would think, in opposition to that, is a good thing, and you do want your horse to be able to release, but constant riding of very long and low is actually counterintuitive, because you have the opposite effect where they don't pull up at all. So you kind of want a happy medium there. Of course, you want your horse to be able to stretch long and low, but bring them back sometimes too. Riding behind the vertical will also cause too much tension on the nuchal ligament, along with all the other muscles that we had talked about in a video that I have about behind the vertical. So if you're more interested in that, I'll put a link at the end of this video to that video, so you can learn a little bit more about riding behind the vertical. But these are just some of the different things that as riders we need to be aware of to keep these ligaments healthy, because you can't fix them once they're broken. So with muscles, a lot of times we can correct them with body work and different things like that, but keeping these ligaments healthy is very important to keeping the spine healthy. So just very important things to be aware of as equestrians and people that care for their horses. So I hope this made sense. If you have any questions about these structures in your horse's anatomy, please don't hesitate to ask or comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe and like so that you can learn more tips and tricks about how to care for your horse. So thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.